Want to learn how to combine the SUMIF and VLOOKUP functions? Today, I'm going to show you how to do it with a hack that guarantees you never make mistakes. Plus, I'll reveal a trick to build your formula 10 times faster than usual. Just like this. Imagine you have a document with sales from Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, and you need a way to calculate the total sales for each salesperson by their name. But there's a catch. You don't have a single table with the name and their sales. In the first table, you have the salesperson's ID, the date of each sale, and the amount in dollars. In the second table, you have their IDs and their name. And here, in this third table, is where you want to be able to type in the name and get the sum of the sales for that salesperson. Today, you'll learn to build this formula. Using VLOOKUP, you'll find the salesperson's ID from this table, and then use that ID as a condition for the SUMIF function to sum up the sales associated with that ID. The first trick I'll show you to make your formula much easier to build is using range names. In case you've never used them, they're simply a way to assign names to your cells, making them much faster to use in your formulas. Just select the range you want to name, and up here in the name box, type whatever name you want. We'll call this one sales and then this other one IDs. Just remember to press enter in the name box after creating a new one. Otherwise, Excel won't save it. With the range names set up, we can start on the formula. And here's where we'll use trick number 2 to make your formula easier. When you combine functions, you usually end up with very long formulas, which gets confusing and error-prone. What I do to avoid mistakes is always build my formulas separately. Check that they work, and then join them together. Let's start with the SUMIF function. The first thing it asks for is the range to filter and the condition to filter your data. Since you only want the sales for IDDM3 from Jim, the column to filter your data on is the IDs, right? So select it. But since you've already named it, you can just type IDs and Excel will select the range for you. Much easier, right? Now, the condition is that the ID is DM3. For now, type it manually because we first want to check that our formula works without any issues. Finally, it asks for the range to sum, that is, the sales. Just as before, since it's named, simply write sales. Close your function, press enter, and voila. You've got the total sales for Jim, but obviously if you change the name and look for Dwight's sales, your total won't change because we wrote the vendor ID manually. To make it dynamic, that's where we're going to use VLOOKUP. But before that, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Every week, I'll be giving away a complete Excel course worth $297 to 10 of my subscribers. Let's continue. Before building your VLOOKUP, let's use range names again to simplify it. We're going to name this cell where we write the salesperson's name, name wanted, and then we'll name this whole table with names and codes, code finder. Now, open your function in a separate cell. The lookup value is the name, right? What did we name it? Name wanted. Which table should it search in? The one with names and codes, which we named Code Finder. We want it to return the codes that are in column 2 of the table. And finally, we write false because we want an exact match. Close your formula, and there you have it. The code for Jim Helper is DM3. Now that we've checked our two formulas work separately, all that's left is to join them. Copy your entire VLOOKUP formula except for the equal sign, and where you previously typed the ID manually. Just paste it to replace the value. Now, when you change the salesperson's name, the VLOOKUP will find the code, and the SUMIF formula will calculate the total sales. Now you're a master of the SUMIF function and know how to combine it with VLOOKUP. But there are tons of hacks to learn about the VLOOKUP function, like using it with the if error function or doing reverse VLOOKUPs. To learn them, check out the next video. See you there!